Welcome to today's video. The weather today is pretty chilly with a slight wind. However, that's not going to stop us today. We are installing the manual pedals and master cylinder today. Here are the components. I got my kit from Xcessive manufacturing. It comes with the manual pedals, hardware, and then the master cylinder from I think a 9093 silica. So I'm going to put it together, pre-assemble it, and kind of show you what it looks like assembled. Okay, so this is what it looks like pre-assembled. You have your two 8mm nuts that attaches the bracket to the master cylinder, and then you have your Allen bolt here with a lock nylon washer right there to attach the push rod to your pedal, and then this one, it's a bolt that goes here, and then the spacer just sits right inside. Just like that, and that attaches to your car from the inside. So now we are going to disassemble this and then start the process. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is go ahead and remove this piece, bottom panel here, which is a Phillips screw head right there, and then right there. Alright, so once you remove that bottom panel, what you want to do next is remove this module right here, which I believe is your alarm and your door opener module, but it's pretty easy. There's a 10mm bolt right there, and then there's also another 10mm bolt if you follow the bracket right there. Alright, so once you remove those modules, what you do next is remove that piece right there. Oh, right there. Gonna remove that. That's where your pedal will be installed from. You want to save this piece so that you use a template to drill your holes. And on the other side, right there, is where you'll install your master cylinder. If you guys remember, this was a piece that I mentioned to save from the inside of the firewall. You also want to be cautious because this piece on this side right here is not the same as this side, so you want to make sure which one's the top, which one's the bottom. I know this part is the bottom because this is where the glue was, but basically what I did was I took the bracket, and just to make sure that it's the bottom, I put it right on top just like that, and then I marked a hole here, here, and then right in the center. And so after I did that, I drilled right through it. The reason why I did that is because I want to be sure. And you can just grab your master cylinder. Since this is on the inside, this is technically on the outside or the engine bay. So I just push it right through. And again, this is just to make sure that I installed it right. And as you can tell, this piece is good. Also, if you want to confirm, this length right here is actually shorter than this length, so otherwise if you don't have it right, it would be off there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some grease or something like that on these three holes, and then bring it out to the engine bay and kind of mark it so that I know where to drill. Alright, so I already marked it, but like I said, this is on this side, and this bottom glue area was at the bottom, so I just put it and dabbed it just like that. Okay, sorry, it's a bit windy, but I already marked the three holes. Basically, I use a center punch and then mark the holes, and then I use the smallest drill bit just to start it off. So what we're going to do now is drill the center section and then the two outer for the master cylinder. And you can kind of tell from this angle, the distance between here and here is a lot shorter than here and here. So that means that we measured it right. Okay, so that's what it looks like there. And before you start drilling out the center section for this rubber piece here, what I would do is make sure that it works. So just go ahead and install it. Make sure all your bolt holes are lined up, and that looks good. Nice. And also, it may be easier if you drill from the inside. I used, let's see here, looks like a 5/16, and then I used a step bit just to make it a little bit bigger. But it was a lot easier for me to drill from the inside here and out to start it. So now we are going to drill the center bore for the master cylinder. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to measure this center section here and just make sure we drill it correctly. So it looks like that is about 1.25 inches. About 1 inch, yep.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
No, actually 1 1/8. Sorry. Yep, looks like it's 1 1/8 of an inch. And the step bit 1 1/8. So we got to drill here. I'll probably tape this off just so that I don't drill bigger than what I have to.
2 hours later.
So that took longer than expected. How to use a Dremel, how to use my adapter because I didn't have any space, but it worked out. So this is what it looks like now, and that fits in perfect. No movement, a little bit of movement, but that fits perfect, just like that. Now, what you need to do is, let's see here, right there. You see that white holder? I guess it holds the wire. You need to remove that piece, and that 10mm bolt sitting right behind it, right there. That way you can move that bracket off. Actually, let me see. That piece right there, and then that 10mm bolt. So I finally removed it. This is actually a 12mm, not a 10. So when we remove the bracket, remove that piece. I think this piece goes right here, like that, and then holds the wires. But so you got this piece right here, or this bolt, and then you got your spacer, just like that. And I believe this is where it goes, where we took that bracket off. And I'll try it out and see. Okay, so the pedal is finally in. I had to loosen this, looks like the headlamp leveling module to get access to it. But basically, follow up there, you'll see it right there, and then the spacer is behind that 13mm bolt. And then this one right here, I think it was just a 10mm nut. I'm put that back, and then install the master cylinder. All right, so I got everything installed there. I'm gonna tighten that nut up in a little bit, but here's the pedal there. I'm gonna cut the brake pedal later on, but you can see we got ourselves a third pedal. Nice. Okay, so the pedal is installed. Look at that. I still gotta cut that brake pedal. I'll do that later on. However, that looks good. So there's that. That was a pretty easy install. It wasn't quick because I didn't have the right tools, but that's fine. I finally got it installed. That's all that matters. I'm glad to have that part done. Next up is the actual manual swap. I'm waiting on the serial 9 shifter and the drive shaft to be completed and shipped to me. Once that ships, then I'll start dropping the trans to do that install, and also, of course, record it as well. So definitely stay tuned. Hope you guys like this video. Definitely give it a thumbs up, like it, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video. Thanks. So my hands look like this, so her paws can look like that. Hey, Beanie.